Hello, hello. Checking in with the first 12 chapters of The Break by Katharina Vermette, Métis author. Um, and this is a 2016 novel which set in Winnipeg, where a young Métis mother witnesses an assault outside of her outside of her house. She didn't hear anything. The baby was disturbed. She looked out and she saw a bunch of guys assaulting someone, a woman, a young woman, short. Um, hey, hey, hey. Um, yeah, sorry, dog interruption. Um, Yeah, and the story so far is it's going between a ton of characters. A Métis Métis a Métis officer he's kind of, it's one of these things where he's kind of Métis in the sense that he seems to have been fairly cut off from that. Has a very racist white father who's who's probably turning over in his grave when he did that. A well-meaning but semi-clueless wife who's like, "Oh, put down Métis on your application to become a cop, and you'll be and do that." So there's that. There's the young girl in question who has been assaulted, who basically comes downstairs and she's bleeding out of her vagina, and when taken to the hospital, there's glass in there. We've seen her at a party earlier where she got invited by this kind of the hot guy, and a bunch of young women are like really pissed off at her, saying like, "Oh, you're trying to steal our guy," kind of that kind of stupid nonsense, territorial kind of dogs barking, people barking at each other, in a way that you think is just like turning a lot of really shitty circumstance in on themselves. Um, you've got women who husband who finds a hickey on, and it's like, and that's completely alienated her from them. A bunch of different stories, simply told, but very um, uh, really kind of gets you into all these people, which and you're trying to slowly kind of get together the things. There's the Cookham, the grandmother. Getting to know Cookhams in a lot of these Métis stories. Cookhams, um, who is not quite all there, but is also kind of there. Snaps in, and is able to be kind of a thing of strength. Also to be a bit kind of nosy and stuff like that, and just like the whole pain. But there's also the kind of that horrible thing of like, the new guy in Pauline's life, the mother of this girl Emily. It's like, can they trust him? Was it him who did this? He's the one who found, she came downstairs and collapsed in front of him. Did he do it? There's all that kind of interscene, kind of just horrible. Like, you start looking at, it's like, can you actually trust this guy? Is he actually a good guy? How much do I actually know about him? That kind of horrible stuff that just you can see really um, messing things up. You've got the racist white cop, old dude who keeps on calling the young Métis cop, Métis or intuition, and you know, is complete asshole, completely disinterested. It's just like, I hate this. I hate doing the night shift. I hate working with all these, basically all these fucking natives people. All that kind of layer. So there's layers upon layers in this world, and like how he glares at the other people of this family and how they react to it. It's like, oh, they're acting shifty. It's like, well, they're either acting shifty or they're being confronted by this white old cop who's staring daggers at them, assuming all the worst shit about them, and is obviously represents all the crap that's been piled upon them. So yeah, yeah. It's I don't know if it was about enjoy, but it's captivating me so far, and just sort of that whole thing of, at the center of it, we don't know what exactly happened, who exactly came at her. Was it the girls? Was it some boys? Um, you know, is the two events actually related? Um, because the Stella at the beginning reports this assault, but the cops are like, yeah, okay, yeah, you saw something. Maybe it was just an assault. Maybe it probably wasn't sexual assault, wasn't a rape. Um, and now it's like, oh, this seems to be it. And it's like there's a shit ton of blood around, and yeah, but like it's definitely going to be one of these parsing out, getting a good exploration of this whole community centered around violence against women. Missing and murdered Indigenous women is definitely the thing you think about in all of this, and that that comes out in this. And I think there's a quote at the beginning talking about, oh, it's hunting season. It's Native woman hunting season. It's like hunting Native women. Uh, is just one of these facts of life since the start of the colonial incursion into these lands. Um, yeah, yeah. So good, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. I'm really enjoying it so far. More videos later.